All right. So the next group will be presenting a project, Latitudinal Assessment of Burned Area within the Argentinian Andean-Patagonian Forest for the 2001 to 2019 fire seasons. Maybe you guys want to go ahead and start sharing your screen. And the team members of this project are Franco Barrionuevo, Rafael Rocha, Cristian Farfan, Ricardo Rengifo, Luciana Rojas, and their mentor was Brittany Engel. And we are excited to hear about your project.
Rafael, are you ready?
Yes, please start.
Okay. So, hello everyone. Now, Rafael and I, we are going to present the results of our micro-publication titled Latitudinal Assessment of an Area within the Argentinian Andean-Patagonian Forest for the 2001 to 2019 fire season. The name of our team is Tyrannosaurus Tango Dolce, and team members are Rafael Rocha, Luciana Rojas, Ricardo Rengifo, Cristian Farfán, and me, Franco Barrionuevo. And our team mentor is Brittany Engel. Okay, to start with this presentation, we will talk a little about how we reached to our study area. During Climatematch summer school, we work with extreme events in the Amazonas, and then after the course, we wanted to continue working in this region, but we didn't find any research gap of interest for us. After searching for different regions along Latin America in which we could apply all the tools and data we learned during Climatematch course, I particularly thought, and I'm from Argentina, I particularly thought about the region I have visited many times during my holidays. This region is the Argentinian Patagonia, and particularly the Argentinian bosques andino-patagónicos, or Andean Patagonian forests in English. Argentinian Andean-Patagonian forest constitutes a long strip, as you can see here, in the south of Argentina, in the Andean mountain range. This region is characterized for its high biodiversity and beautiful landscape. There are also many well-known national parks, such as Nahuel Huapi National Park and Los Glaciares National Park. When searching for a study region and a research gap in which we could apply all the knowledge we learned during Climatematch course, APF came to my mind because in 2 of the summer holidays I spent there were 2 large-scale fires. It was notable that with all people I talked who lived there, they mentioned that fires were becoming more frequent and larger every year. So after defining our study region to work with, we proposed 2 first main scientific questions, and these were, the first scientific question was, what is the relation between climate modes such as ENSO and fire events in Argentina, in Argentinian Andean-Patagonian forest in Patagonia? And the other question was, could high fire risk conditions be predicted? So in order to understand, to start answering these questions, we started working with MODIS hotspot data to understand fire events in our region for the period between 2001 to 2020. We also made different analyses trying to find correlations between climate modes, climatic variables, and fire events, but preliminary results didn't show any clear trends. After obtaining preliminary results and understanding that our study region is characterized, as you can see here in this orography map, is characterized by a high climatic and geographical complexity. We ask ourselves more new questions. For example, after analyzing the hotspots time series, one of these questions were, where did the fires take place during 2015 season? The question was, these fires took place in one large area or in different areas, for example. Another question we asked ourselves was working with hotspots data is representative of fire events and its consequences. And the third and most important question was, is it correct to study our region as a whole and, for example, work with average data? So in order to answer these new questions, we searched for data that could help us to correctly assess fire events and its consequences in the Argentinian Andean-Patagonian forest and better understand heterogeneity along the study region. We work with different data sets, but we want to highlight one specific data set, which is a MODIS-derived product from 5CCI project. This data set allows us to assess fire events and its consequences computed as burn area in our study region for the 5 season between 2001 to 2019. So now Rafael will talk about our main results.
On the left side, you can see a map of our study region highlighted with a red border, and its main land cover characteristics from non-woody vegetation in yellow to closed forests in green, bare soil in gray, and even snow cover in white. The chart on the right side is our main result, which is the zonal mean of burned area within AAPF borders. Each bar refers to a latitude interval on the left map. The bar length is the count of active fire seasons from 2001 to 2019 seasons. The bigger the bar, it means that that latitude has a high frequency of fire events, up to 19 seasons. We can clearly see that, next slide, please, Franco. We can clearly see that more fire events occur in northern Argentina and the Patagonian forest. The bar color refers to the total area burned during the whole period from 2001 to 2019. The darker the bar, the more area burned in that latitude. If a bar is big and with a light color, it means small fire events are recorded frequently in that latitude. If a bar is short and with darker colors, it means fire events are not recorded very often in that latitude, but during one or a few events, a large area was burned. That's a useful approach to look for extreme events, for example. So do you remember that first chart with the peak in hotspots we presented earlier? So with this latitudinal approach, we can now see that this happened in this region. Please, Franco, next slide. And in this region, in Chubut province, between February and April of 2015, where 40,000 hectares of forest was burned. The image on the right shows that burning area between the two Argentinian national park borders in white. There's even a fire happening inside one national park when this image was taken. So, final slide. During this research, we assessed the fire regimes of Argentinian Andean-Patagonian forest using a latitudinal approach, and we identified two subregions with frequent fire events and one extreme event in the series. The literature showed us that the northern Argentinian and Patagonian forest had more fire events. So now we know that we are on the right track in this research. The next step is to include the climate component in the analysis that we mentioned previously, comparing teleconnections such as El Nino southern oscillation and the southern annular mode and drought periods with the burning area data. The goal will be to better understand these relations and try to predict the fire risk in this region based on the weather and climate forecasts. On the right, you can see the logos of a few national parks included in this region, so you can have an idea of the biodiversity and the different landscapes we are referring to. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Thank you for a great presentation. Also a different but very interesting topic. Do we have any questions? Yes, Julius?
Yeah, thank you for the presentation. That was really interesting. I guess I have a question. Like, do you think that, like, when you go back to the map and the vegetation area, is the fact that you have more fires in the north, like, do you have a feeling for whether that is more a reason of like different vegetation types? Because it looks like it changes sort of between 46 south, like north of that and south of that, or is it more climatic conditions? Is it like drier there? Do you have any feel for that?
Yes,
Climate.
sorry,
Yeah,
please,
Franco,
Rafael,
please.
you are the expert in. Yeah,
No,
please.
I talk about the climate, and you talk about the socio-economical, and so there
Okay.
are the climate concept, climate reasons for that. And the southern region is drier, and it has less dense forest cover, and also because of social economical reasons that Franco knows more about, has something to tell, please.
Interesting.
It's more northern part is more populated, right, Franco?
Yes, yes. The northern region is more populated, and it's more and is more affected by change in the land use, for example, and also the most important urban areas are in the northern region. So yes, that's also in our micro publication in the supplementary results we included. We included an assessment of the precipitation, for example, because that was another variable, another parameter that they wanted to include it in our analysis. But we thought at first, okay, it's too much. First, focus on fires, but yes, this is something that they wanted to include in the next steps, because it is very important, and we saw it. We saw it in the preliminary assessment.
Very interesting.
There are important social pressures in land use, including the blaming indigenous people for these fires, and it's such a complex political debate as is happening in Brazil as well.
I think that's a really important point to go into further. I think that's really interesting, because that's probably something that, I mean, maybe climate models get the climatic conditions right on that sort of regional scale, but like this, the socioeconomic components of this, probably something that is even further unknown. So I think that's very interesting to follow up on.
Yeah, and that's a difficult approach, even to understand when searching for information only in English, because much of the debate is in Spanish. So
Yes.
the official governmental position often is different from the indigenous people's perspective.
So, do you think your results from your study in this region, is this transferable to other regions globally in terms of what you found?
Yes, because we propose a different approach to assess fire in a region which is characterized because it's large. We consider that we can use we can transfer this methodology for a region which has its characteristic, because as you can see in the preliminary analysis, we started analyzing the study as a whole, but then we stop and say, this is very strange. So then we thought in this new approach. But answering your specific question, yes, we consider it is transferable, but to a region with this particular characteristics, or maybe not a region large in latitude, but maybe in longitude. So maybe it could be transferable for that cases.
Okay. Can you go back to the first slide? I have a very Yeah,
Sorry.
straightforward. Sorry, the second slide. Next
Sorry,
to-
yes. I'm sorry.
The one we
This
just
one?
looked at? No, the one we just looked at. The one with the
The first
Motive.
results. The first results.
I'm so sorry.
here, yes. Yeah, I just have a very specific question. How do you actually define hotspots? What is that actually?
Yes, we use MODIS hotspot data from NASA firms. So they provide the data as hotspot. We use that product that we know that the sensor pass through the Earth, sense the hotspots and compute a number. But the problem with this data is that you can overcompute the fire events. So we have to shift to another data more accurate. In this case, burned area. We struggle a lot trying to find a data set because it took us maybe 2 or 3 weeks as we found this 5 CCI data set, and also we could also use tools we learned during Climatematch, because this data was in grid format, and for example we work with X-ray. It was very helpful. Yeah.
And then do you
Franco,
define...
can you go to the
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
to the Chubut map of there's a hotspot on the last image.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah. The red point, whereas you can see the smoke. It's highlighted as in red from the hotspots product, which is it's a different product.
And then do you
But this image is not provided. We didn't. We just searched it for this image. We didn't generate this.
Okay. Yeah. And then so are you counting, so can you have several fire seasons within a single year, or you can have several separate fire events, or what, like, is there a difference if you have a long fire or event, or shorter ones, multiple ones? Is there a difference there, or is it just the area that's affected?
We define a fire season taking into account bibliography, and also in the supplementary material you can find it. We saw the distribution of fires along the year. So taking into account bibliography and our results, we define a fire season between October to March. For example, from 2001 to October 2001 to March 2002. This is fire season 2001. So we only computed the burned area for this period. We didn't include burned area in May or
Okay.
June, because we saw it in the distribution.
Okay, I see. Thank you so much. I think
please.
yeah, we're at 15 minutes now or more, so I think we should go ahead to the next
Thank
project.
you. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, for the questions.
Thanks so much.